Welcome to another real-time trade. In this video, I'll discuss several ways to manage the trade to empower you to design a trade management model that suits your unique mental wiring. This is the stuff of the real game. Now let's join the trade in progress. Hey guys, Zar here. Hope all is well. Good morning to you. It's 9:30. The New York session has just started about 46 seconds ago. So we're coming up to the first minute, as you can see here. These are 1 minute charts. This is what I call the three sisters for those who are new. It's the NASDAQ on the left, S&P and the Dow. As we move to the right, watching the open here, a little reaction. We had PPI month over month at 8:30 this morning, and it's again now 9:30, 9:31 to be precise. Three sisters reacting a little bit here after a big reaction here on the news, of course. Right here, I shouldn't say huge, but right here at 8:30, boom, and then rallied all the way back up again. I'll be cutting out dead air and non-teaching moments and sideways grinding action here to keep this video nice and tight, as usual. But in the meantime, we'll also look for some opportunities here, or an opportunity. See if we can take advantage of this movement here this morning. Three sisters relatively synchronous at this point. All right, guys, back. A little bit of time has passed, as you can see here. We're now almost 6 minutes into the New York session. Watching intently here as we're approaching a key resistance area that goes back to not just yesterday, but way back here, many, many days to, well, let's take a look. September 20th or so, give or take, and it's now October 11th. You can see how far we're going back, of course. And then yesterday, a very key zone as we rallied very strongly into here, kind of mid to early, mid 11:30 yesterday, and then rejected strongly from that area. And so this is what I'm watching on the NASDAQ here in particular. We're also approaching yesterday's high on the daily, which of course is that piece that I just showed you right there. There's yesterday, Asia, Europe, New York, right? The three global sessions, yesterday's high, which is also that wick you see up here in the top left-hand corner on the daily chart. So you can see why that's a key area to be watching here. And then I'll move over to the 1 minute here and see what happens from a structural standpoint. See if there's any kind of an entry signal there. If there isn't, don't touch it. That's the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the S&P, shall we? And so something similar in a way. We're hovering around a resistance zone from this morning. The key zone, of course, is yesterday mid New York, as I mentioned, and that's quite a bit higher on the S&P. So there's some room to work here on the S&P. The NASDAQ, of course, we were just talking about. Let's go take a look at the Dow. Dow is and has rejected earlier this morning from that same position of yesterday's midday. And now he's trying to rally back again and get back up here. So as far as I'm concerned, if we can get back up here in this area on the Dow, if we can kind of start rejecting here on the S&P and show some rejection biology here in these candles on the NASDAQ, there may be a short opportunity. Who knows? But we'll watch and see. Back on pause for now. Three sisters update. Dow the weakest here. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Actually, watching the NASDAQ. Watching super close. All right, guys, based on what I'm seeing on the three sisters across the board here and those zones I was just talking about, looking for a short opportunity if in fact we break. This is a nice little shift candle after some signs of rejection up here. Stop above at 26 points here on the NASDAQ, guys. This is a NASDAQ trade. You haven't seen me trade the NAS for a while here. But I did a poll in my Telegram group, and 70% of my group who responded to the poll trade either the NASDAQ or the S&P. Only 16% trade the Dow, and so I mostly trade the Dow these days, lately I should say. I have traded everything, of course, for many years. And so I thought, you know what, let me just align myself with my group, so just, that much more directly applicable to what they're doing. Even though, as far as I'm concerned, what you see on the Dow is very often similar, if not almost identical to what you see on the other indices, but I want to make things as clear as I can and as simple to understand. Here we go, guys, and I'm in, guys. Short the NASDAQ, risking 26 points for 1 hour. My first target will be 1 hour, right there. The second target will be 1.5 hour. There. And the ultimate target is 2 hour, but my primary target is 1 hour as usual, as many of you know. But we're looking at different models here, different ways to manage this trade, and we'll see which one does best in this particular trade. Nothing to do with the longer term success of any particular model, right? It's all about what's happening right here in this moment. Entry is there, of course. I got triggered in, if you remember. And now it's just a matter of patience. Entered at exactly 9:40. As many of you know, I typically don't trade in the first 10 minutes. So 9:40 is right on that mark. And it's funny, I often see something happening around that time. Not always, but fairly often. Often enough to make it interesting. Patience now. Here are the three sisters. Again, part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing here is what I told you about tapping that zone at the NASDAQ on the 30-minute, if you remember, way from yesterday. I won't show you on this chart. And then confirmatory price action, failing to make a new high here on the S&P, and something similar here on the weakest of the three, the Dow. And so, hence the decision to take this short and flip the coin and see what we do. If we get stopped out, it's -1 hour, routine business expense. Move on to the next opportunity. And target 1 has been hit, 1 hour. And so the 1 hour all or nothing trader has exited the trade with full profitability. And target 2, 1.5 hour has been hit. So the 1.5 all or nothing trader has taken full profitability and exited the trade. Scale out traders, of course, have scaled out some at target 1 and some at target 2 potentially. But I'm moving away from discussing scaling out because it is such a difficult thing to quantify. But the 4 models that I'm working with now, and it seems to help a lot of traders, is to talk about the 1 hour all or nothing trader, 1.5 hour all or nothing trader, 2 hour all or nothing trader, and then the 2 hour moving to break even at 1 hour. And so when the moment prices hit 1 hour here, you move your stop to break even and you sit and wait. Either you take a 0 or you take a 2 hour. And now, of course, there are many different combinations of those. And I want to keep it very simple here and just talk about those 4 models in particular. And I think that's helpful. And driving down, one more little push will do it. Just to be clear, guys, this is a form of a zone reversal trade, having tapped into this key zone and then reversing on the lower time frames. Hopefully that's clear. And we've hit target 2, guys, or target 3, 2R. And so the 2R all or nothing traders exited the trade with full profitability. The 1R, 150, and the 2R traders all got their full intended profits, and so that's a nice way to start the day. First trade of the day, we entered 10 minutes into the session. Nice way to begin this Wednesday today. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you for clicking the like button on the way out, saying hi in the comments. I'm sure we'll see you again a little bit later. It's only 10:01 a.m. New York time. Thanks again. We'll talk soon, guys.